good evening. Welcome to News Watch this 20th day of March 2024. Hoping you had a great day today. My name is Melissa Oduor. On the sign language tonight is Boniface Muredi. News Watch begins now. Barely a day after President William Ruto assented to their controversial affordable housing bill, 5 petitioners have now moved to court seeking the suspension of the new law. The petitioners argue that the implementation of the act is a pyramid scheme meant to benefit a few. They have further termed the tax unconstitutional and unreasonable, saying it will force employees to service mortgages for houses they do not need. This as a cross-section of Kenyans continue to express mixed reactions towards the new law that will see their 1.5% of their salaries deducted towards a fund to implement the affordable housing project. Our reporter Nicholas Kivite today visited the Nairobi CBD and spoke with a cross-section of Kenyans to get their views on the new law.
A day after President William Ruto approved the affordable housing bill into law, today I visited Nairobi CBD and spoke with various Kenyans regarding the new law. According to some of them, the affordable housing project lacks goodwill and accountability. They also feel that it has been forced on Kenyans.
Kama ukweli serikali ilikuwa na nia njema ya kusema inachengea Wakenya nyumba ambao wanaweza gharimu, ingewachengea na pesa za serikali ama msaada, ingeomba msaada kutoka nje. Lakini huu mpango wa saa hii Bwana Ruto amekuja nao, adudani una nia njema, kwa sababu ukiangalia ile inaitwa uwajibikaji hauonekani kwa mbali. Manake huu ni mjadala ambao Wakenya wamesukumiwa kwa roho zao, kwa nguvu ambao haistahili kuwa hivyo. Sasa hii tunaambiwa hii affordable housing, kuna wale ambao wanaitwa top class na hawa middle class na wale wa high. Sidhani itaona mwangaza wa siku.
Some of them claim that there is no clarity in the bill because they do not understand the criteria that will be used to find out who will benefit from the affordable houses, even after funding their construction through taxes.
What I can say about the affordable housing, it is like it will not accommodate everybody. Like me, I'm a civil servant, I'm deducted that amount, and at the same time I don't know how, even if I'll get a chance to get even a unit, because I don't know how it's being done. And for the mama mboga, what is the criteria used?
Uende kawa huu ni mradi gushi, kama ule unakumbuka wakati wa Rais Moi ulikuwa unaitwa sile basa Nyayo. Silikuja na mtindo huu sikachangamkiwa na kila mwanasiasa. Mwishoe ukipita katika kila barabara ya Kenya hautaona Nyayo basi. So huu mradi kama ukiendelea vile hivi na hatuoni wajibikaji wake, hatuoni ukifaulu, na ukifaulu watakao nufaika nao ni Bwana Rais, wale wamemsunguka ni wale na wamabwanyenye wengine. Wajibikaji waonekane kwa huo mradi.
At the same time, some of them have called on the opposition leader Raila Odinga to publicly talk about the controversial issue, claiming that he has remained silent when they really need him.
I'm asking myself also, why is it that ako tu amenyamaza, ako tu sahi amenyamaza? Is it about anajipanga kwenda kwa hiyo kiti ya yenye ana campaignia for, ama ni time hana, ama hata mimi najiuliza why is it that hawezi tutetea?
Following the approval of the bill, now the housing levy deductions will return at the end of this month.
The affordable housing bill endured a major blow last year after the High Court declared it unconstitutional on 28th of November, a decision that was upheld by the Court of Appeal.
Reporting for News Watch, my name is Nicholas Kivite.
A 3-judge bench has today begun hearing the case challenging the implementation of the Social Health Insurance Fund (SHIF). The hearing comes after the National Assembly managed to convince the court that the case, as filed by activist Enoch Kaura, raises weighty and complex constitutional issues. Chief Justice Martha Koome tasked Mabea, Robert Limo, and Frida Mugambi to deal with the case filed last year. The Social Health Insurance Act, Digital Health Act, the Primary Healthcare Act, and the Facility Improvement Financing Act were passed by President William Ruto on the 19th of October last year. One of the questions the bench will be called upon to determine is whether the integrated digital health information system violates the right to privacy by storing the data of minors without their consent.
both medical expenses and health and so on and so forth. Paragraph 97. A, amend the term data commissioner. Paragraph sub B, replace the word authority with agency. Subparagraph C, amend clause 8.1. And then page 382, at the top, paragraph A, amend clause 2. B, insert the definition of the word data disaggregation. C, amend the word digital health. D, amend the definition. And G, amend the Health Act of 2017 to accommodate the function of the Digital Health Agency. H, delete the word truth. I, define the word accessibility. K, amend clause 8. Page 383, amend clause 8.1G to read H, the Director of General Health. O, amend clause 8. P, delete the word sentence to imprisonment for a term exceeding 6 months. And so on and so forth. Amend, delete, amend. I go to page 384. My lords, my ladies, same language. Amend. AA, BB, CC, D, FF, deletion of clause. J, at page 384. And then we go to page 385. Amend clause 8. C, D, it's so on and so forth. I cannot rehash the entire report. I take you now to page 389, the penultimate denouement, the conclusion, and they say, the Senate, the committee therefore recommends that the Senate passes the bill without amendment.
President William Ruto has officially opened the first ever Kakamega County International Investment Conference, a 4-day forum that seeks to enhance productivity in the agricultural, manufacturing, and mining sector in the county and the country at large. Speaking at the event at the Masinde Muliro University, the president assured the citizens of the national government's commitment towards fostering value addition in sugarcane farming and mining of gold in the county. U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, also likened Kenya to the Singapore of Africa, commending the nation for the 5.2% GDP growth last year, which is double the world's average GDP. Kakamega County Governor Fernandez Barrasso, who convened the conference, said other political leaders in the Western region are willing to partner with the national government for economic revolution and to also attract more investors in the region so as to grow the market and the economy of the county.
Kakamega's huge economic potential, which has been untapped, and that is why this is the time that you want to showcase what Kakamega has in terms of agriculture value chains, in terms of dairy value chains, poultry value chains. We have opportunities in health. We are looking forward to seeing our level 6 hospital being completed, equipped, and operationalized. So that is an opportunity to our investors.
Kenya has attracted significant foreign direct investment and is, as I said, the leading destination for startup capital on the continent. As I said, on a pure startup capital basis in dollars, Kenya leads the continent.
We'll see in the budget we're going to put resources for cane development in all our regions so that we can support farmers to develop cane, because as has been said here ably, we cannot continue to import what we can produce locally.
The Matatu Owners Association, MOA, has come out with guns blazing and vowed to oppose the planned crackdown on public service vehicles on the roads. Coming a day after Roads Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen announced far-reaching measures aimed at curbing the increasing road carnages, the association said the directive was issued without consultation. Addressing the press in Nairobi, MOA CEO Patricia Mudheo, however, acknowledged the concerns raised by the CS, noting that the successful implementation of the measures requires concerted efforts. Elias Wanjiru reports.
Members of the Matatu Owners Association MOA have proposed the move by the Ministry of Transport to crack down on public service vehicles on the roads. Addressing the press in Nairobi, MOA CEO Patricia Mudheo, however, acknowledged that concerns raised by the CES, noting that its successful implementation requires concerted efforts. According to Mudheo, as industry players, they are ready to engage in joint discussion to develop comprehensive and long-term solutions to the issue.
We, as the Matatu Owners Association, hereby respond to the recent crackdown on vehicles and roadworthy. There is a need for consultation between PSV industry players to address concern. And as an association, we recognize the concerns raised by the government. However, we strongly believe that collaboration and dialogue between industry players and the government are critical in tackling issues related to road safety. As a result, we ask the government to engage in a joint discussion with us to develop comprehensive short-term and long-term solutions.
Highlighting the ongoing campaign on road safety done in partnership with NTSA, Mutheo pointed out that it has yielded fruits. The national campaign launched on March 4th involves voluntary vehicle inspection clinics. She said previous crackdowns have proven ineffective as it is reactive, hence their proactive measures to self-regulate through the aforementioned road safety campaigns.
Recently, we've partnered with NTSA and Traffic Department to launch a national-wide campaign to maintain our commitment to road safety. The initiative involves voluntary vehicle inspection clinics, and it commenced in Nairobi since March 4th, 2024. The purpose of the clinics is to ensure the compliance of self-regulation for safer roads. The clinics are designed to promote compliance and self-regulation within the PSV, and that encouraging self-responsibility.
More President Albert Karakacha on his part voiced similar sentiments, saying the crackdown will mess up the industry. He defended matatus from the blame that they are the major cause of accidents, saying other vehicles such as lorries also contribute to road carnage. Karakacha further took issue with the planned reintroduction of NTSA on the road, saying it will not help in addressing matters at hand but encourage corruption.
As the Matatu Owners Association, we are not going to allow crackdowns on our roads, because when you use that name crackdown, the police are misusing the name, whereby we are going to encourage corruption. And as the association, we say we will not encourage corruption on our roads. We'll want the minister to change the tactics in terms of what can we be able to do going forward in the issue of road carnage. We know very well that NTSA are supposed to be regulating. They are not supposed to be on the road. And we urge the minister to make sure that NTSA are regulating. They are supposed to be making policies for the transport sector, and they are supposed to make sure that they regulate them. Going forward, we thank the police because they now have the power of the traffic commandant has come in place, and we urge the commandant to make sure that the police are on the road to enforce anything to do with traffic matters, and we will support them.
In the year 2018, retired President Uhuru Kenyatta issued a directive exempting the authority from the responsibility. However, CS Murkomen has disclosed that he has consulted with his interior counterpart Kithure Kindiki to establish a mechanism where the previous directive will be vacated and a collaborative regime between NTSA and NPS will put in place for a more efficient enforcement. Reporting for Hope TV News Watch, my name is Nelias Wanjiru.
And the Ministry of Education has overseen the handover of sanitary towels to vulnerable girls in public primary schools. Basic Education Principal Secretary Dr. Belio Kipsang presided over the handover of the sanitary towels donated by the USAID East African Office, targeted at ensuring that the girls attend school during their menstruation, hence complementing the government's efforts to minimize absenteeism and promote gender equality in education. Ketan Diego with most of the guests.
Thanks to our PS, the chief guest.
In a move towards greater equity for girls in Kenya, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with USAID, has launched an initiative to reduce dropout rates by distributing 171,000 packets of sanitary towels to girls in primary and secondary schools nationwide. During the handover ceremony, Principal Secretary for Basic Education, Dr. Belio Kipsang, recognized menstrual hygiene as a significant barrier hindering girls from realizing their aspirations. He emphasized the importance of the New to Some program aimed at enhancing literacy levels specifically for young girls.
A new program, the Kenya Primary Literacy Program, is on and it is starting. It will be running between 2023 and 2028. It will shortly be launched. It builds upon the USAID successful partnership with the Ministry of Education mainly with the Tusome program. The Kenya Primary Literacy Program will build the capacity of our teachers, build resilience among in our education system, and also continue in ensuring that we improve on literacy of our children.
Dr. Kipsang further assured that the funds allocated for the initiative and the distribution of sanitary towels will effectively reach the most vulnerable areas. This, he said, will be achieved by leveraging existing structures and forming additional partnerships with organizations such as the Ministry of Gender.
We would want to make sure that our girls benefits, and mainly in the areas that are most vulnerable. These are the ASAL regions, the informal settlements, the hard-to-reach places, and we are working very closely in delivering as one in government. So we shall be leveraging on our structure as education. We shall be leveraging on our structure of the national government administrative system. And most importantly, now the Ministry of Gender has come in so that they can do more in terms of advocacy, in terms of bringing out the essence, leveraging on our leadership, including our women leadership structures in the counties, including the women reps, so that this message can be sent down, make sure that we have a real good structure that ensures that girl who needs the sanitary towel in our informal settlements, in far-to-reach, in hard-to-reach places, in the real ASAL areas, we shall, as I've said, deliver as one in government and ensure that this reaches the most needy girl who requires.
Deborah Miller, the Consul General for the U.S. Embassy, emphasized that the sanitary towels will indeed reach the most vulnerable girls in a commitment to empower girls from economically disadvantaged communities.
The PS's comments that we are committed to making sure in partnership with the Ministry of Education that these sanitary products reach the most vulnerable girls in Kenya. This is an ongoing project as part of our ongoing cooperation with the Ministry of Education to promote girls' education, investing them in girls now, making sure they stay in school, that they're able to complete their lessons, to take their exams, and to move into society as productive people is a very joint goal that we share with the ministry, and we're really happy to be partnering with them in this effort today and in continuing to partner with them on our shared goals.
With 940 million shillings set aside by the government in pad distribution, this initiative aims to empower more than 500,000 female students in a bid to create more equal opportunities, increase literacy levels, and empower the girl child in general. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Kate Andiego.
Let's take our first short break here on Newswatch. More news shortly. More news stories coming up shortly. I beg your pardon.
Je, ushawahi kuweka jambo kwenye mizani? Ushawahi kupata uzito wake? Haya basi, usitapetape zaidi. Naomba unigande, maana mizani ipo hapa kwa ajili yako.
Vyakula na mbegu za kitamaduni,
na kutuliza fikra na kukuwezesha kupima masuala ibuka katika jamii, tena kwa busara. Tukutane mizani kila Ijumaa saa 1 machweo kwenye runinga ya Hope TV.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Welcome back. Now, the High Court has suspended the Gazette notice declaring Kisii Deputy Governor position vacant. This comes after impeached DG Dr. Robert Monda filed a case on a certificate of urgency against the Senate, the Speaker of the Senate, and 2 others seeking to overturn his ouster. Earlier today, Kisii Governor Simba Arati announced that he had nominated County Public Service Board Chair Elijah Obebo to be his deputy. The Kisii Assembly Speaker Philip Nyanumba made the communication during an assembly sitting this morning, barely days after senators voted to impeach Monda on accusations of abuse of office, violation of the Constitution, and bribery.
This afternoon, as you are aware, the former Deputy Governor Monda was impeached, and now the governor had 14 days to nominate a candidate who is fit for that position. And this afternoon, we have received in the assembly through the speaker the name of one Elijah Obebo, as currently is the chair of the service board. And we had told the governor that he should give the seat back to Nyaribari, which he honored. He has done the same. Elijah Obebo comes from Nyaribari, Chache, where Dr. Robert Monda, the former deputy governor, used to come from. And so we are going to follow the process. As vile tumepewa jina, we have been given 14 days. Within 14 days, we bring back the name to the assembly for approval. We had already vetted Elijah as the chair public service board, so we don't have much. He's a member of ODM. I'm assuring you that he's going to be the next deputy governor. The question of gazettement is not our issue. The procedures and the standing orders of the assembly are very clear. There is nowhere they quote standing of the gazettement. Even the act does not say, it's silent on that. Kamati ya bunge, ya kamati ya appointments. Tutaenda pale tuketi, tuangalie ile CV ya Mheshimiwa Obebo, tuipige msasa, tuangalie kama hako sawa. Akiwa sawa, tutaleta lile jina bunge. Lakini nafikiri sisi kama komiti, tumeketi, tumeshamfanyia vetting bunge, tukiwa tunampatia nafasi ile ya chair public service board. Ni jamaa ambaye yuko sawa. And mimi kama mwanakamati wa hiyo kamati, ashapata maksi yangu yote. Kwa hivyo tarajia kuwa siku chache zijazo tunapata makamu wa gavana. Mheshimiwa Monda ana haki ya kuenda katika court, lakini sisi hatujapokea court order yoyote ya kutuambia tusifanye process yoyote. Kwa hivyo yeye ana haki, wacha endelee na court process yake, tunamuombea. Lakini sasa tulimuondoa na mliona tulimuondoa, akachukuliwa mpaka Senate akaondolewa. Huyu mzee angepumzika tu polepole, asijisumbue, sababu hata majaji watakataa tu.
The Ogiek community living in Narok County has inaugurated a cultural center showcasing their culture. Speaking during the opening of the center, Director General for the National Museums of Kenya underscored the Ogiek people are recognized internationally because of the good work they are doing to preserve their culture. According to the Census Report 2019, the Ogiek community has a population of 52,000 people spread out in 6 counties. Dolly Murigi tells us more.
The Ogiek community has all the reasons to smile after the inauguration of a mega Ogiek cultural center in Kareta area, Narok County, that is expected to showcase the culture. The center was opened by the Director General, National Museums of Kenya, Mary Gikungu, who said the establishment of the cultural center is a testament to their commitment in promoting and preserving the unique traditions and wisdom.
It marks not just the opening of a physical facility, but a celebration of heritage, identity, and the enduring spirit of the Ogiek people and the development of our...
She, however, acknowledged the challenges and injustice that have threatened the survival of Ogiek culture, saying for too long the Ogiek people have faced marginalization, discrimination, and erosion of their cultural heritage.
The size of the community. It is about the power in you to conserve your culture. And that is why you are recognized internationally. Some of the books we were writing together with John, you find the Ogiek community features a lot.
According to the Ogiek People Development Program, Daniel Kobei, the Cultural Center is a landmark facility for the Ogiek community who have been marginalized for many years.
The Ogiek have faced marginalization as far as land rights are concerned. They have never enjoyed what is theirs, the ancestral land, to practice their culture, to practice their spiritual identity and spiritual actions. They have actually found themselves in a situation whereby they are always begging other communities for recognition.
You know, apart from the activities that take place in this facility, it gives the Ogiek community an identity. Any person who comes around here and looks at this facility, they know it belongs to some people. It belongs to our people. This facility becomes a symbol of identity for the Ogiek people.
Ogiek members have lauded the establishment of the Cultural Center, saying it was the first in the country and expected to unify the community.
Na tunashukuru Mungu sana na pia serikali, kaunti na jamii zote na wale mashirika wamejitolea kusaidia jamii ya Ogiek. So kutoka hapo tutaendelea kwa kila kaunti tuweke chapter, tuhakikishe ya kwamba kuna sehemu ndogo sub center ya hii every county. Kutoka hapa tuende Nakuru, tutaenda Kericho, tutaenda Wasingishu, tutaenda Nandi, tutaenda Baringo na kisha tutakuwa tumekava sehemu zote za maeneo ya jamii Ogiek.
Dolly Mirigimbuvi for Hope TV.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has assured coffee farmers of a solution to financial challenges facing them, including possible waiver of their debts. Gachagua said the government will not relent in the ongoing reforms of the agricultural sector, adding that the government is taking more action to spur the farmers' income in the coffee industry. Addressing hundreds of coffee farmers in Maragua, Murang'a County, after commissioning the newly constructed Murang'a Coffee Mills factory, the Deputy President assured that the government has defeated the cartels and unscrupulous brokers that have infiltrated the coffee subsector. The Deputy President's assurances come 1 month after a section of leaders from the coffee-growing counties called on the government to bail out the growers from debts.
Hii mambo ya kahawa rais alinipatia niongoze. Kwa sababu hii kahawa mimi nilisomeshwa na pesa ya kahawa. Mzee wangu marehemu Gachagua Rediani alikuwa mkulima wa kahawa. Mimi nimesoma primary na secondary na pesa ya kahawa. Zamani miaka tulikuwa tukisoma 70s 80s kahawa ilikuwa na pesa. Hapo katikati baada ya hii liberalization watu wakaingia hapa wakaharibu soko. Wakakuwa ni watu ya kuibia wakulima. Sasa rais akanipatia hii kazi akasema, wewe Rigathi, wewe unaelewa maana ya kahawa. Unajua siku kahawa ilikuwa na pesa. Unajua uchungu ya mkulima kwa kuibiwa. Wewe ndio nitakupatia kazi usukume mabadiliko katika hii sekta ya kahawa mpaka uhakikishe wale watu wanakula pesa ya mkulima wameondolewa na mkulima ameweza kuuza kahawa yake direct. Sasa tutapoongea Murang'a Farmers Cooperative Union wako na mill na wako na leseni ya kuuza kahawa direct. Kwa hivyo mambo ya broker kati ya wakulima ya Murang'a na mnunuaji hakuna. Hii ni direct. Na kwa hivyo mimi najua once hii kiganda imeshika kazi vizuri na tumetafuta soko, wakulima wa Murang'a wataanza kupata faida na mambo ya kahawa ile ilikuwa ya zamani itarudi.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Panda tukupandishe.
Jifurahishe on your entertainment this new year on GoTV bila kulipia extra. Kama uko on GoTV Lite, lipia GoTV Value. Utapata kufurahia GoTV Plus. Tayari on GoTV Value, then lipia GoTV Plus uenjoy GoTV Max. Kama wewe ni wa GoTV Plus, lipia GoTV Max ujinice na shows noma kabisa on GoTV Super. Furahia the best sports, international shows na local shows una like free. Download GoTV Stream. GoTV. Love it.
In order to keep hope alive in the airwaves, Hope Media has a couple of initiatives. Friends of Hope. Friends of Hope is you and I forming a team of well-wishers and volunteers who give in cash and kind to support in spreading the gospel at Hope Media. Currently, Hope Media is running a campaign under Friends of Hope dubbed 100 for 1. Through the campaign, Hope Media is asking Hope FM and Hope TV listeners and viewers to give just 100 shillings in order to reach one more soul with the message of hope and the gospel. Engage with us on our social media platforms at Hope FM Live and at Hope TV Kenya. Kuwa rafiki mso leo.
Business now. Kenya's space agency KSA has signed a memorandum of understanding with Konza Technopolis to use its data center for its operations. Konza Technopolis CEO John Paul Okwiri said under the arrangement, KSA will access Konza infrastructure such as the data center, secured cloud and data protection facility in a partnership that will enhance the capacity and capability of the two organizations that operate on the innovation and science space. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Brigadier Hilary Kipkoskei said as a state agency, KSA generates massive and voluminous space-derived data, hence the need for a first-class facility for data requirements such as processing, storage and data management. KSA also intends to utilize the data center to establish its presence in the Silicon Savannah, to deepen collaborations in areas of space-derived data to enable the agency to inform the government on key areas of development. And West Pokot County Governor Simon Kachapin has highlighted the challenges faced by households in accessing adequate food and nutrition year-round, particularly affecting vulnerable populations in West Pokot County. In line with this, Governor Kachapin initiated the distribution of maize seeds and fruit tree seedlings valued at 60 million shillings, aiming to support 136,356 farmers across the county. As Gloria Musimi reports, the event marks a significant milestone in the county's efforts to enhance agricultural productivity and combat food insecurity, signaling a collective commitment to the well-being and prosperity of West Pokot's farming community.
In efforts to curb food insecurity, West Pokot Governor Kachapin initiated the distribution of maize seeds and fruit tree seedlings valued at 60 million Kenyan shillings, aimed at supporting 136,356 farmers across the county.
I urge all eligible households to take advantage of the county maize, seed and fruit tree seedling subsidy program. I would like to appreciate our farmers for their readiness in preparing land on time. Also, Kenya Seed Company for timely supply of seeds, and National Cereals and Produce Board through their regional manager, Dr. Frison, for complying with our request.
Governor Kachapin underscored the importance of collaboration with NCPB in supplying subsidized fertilizer while expressing the county's commitment to supporting farmers and driving economic growth.
Tumelete mbegu za zile mimea za kukua kwa muda mrefu kama vile avocado na pia maembe, na pia tutaendelea na hiyo program ya zile mbegu za zile mimea za kuendelea za kupandwa mwaka mzima.
While adding his voice to the call for vigilance, Deputy County Commissioner Wycliffe Munanda addressed the pressing issue of food shortage, saying it has led to increased banditry.
Watu wengi wakati hawana chakula, wengine wetu tunafanya mambo mabaya. Wizi ya mifugo itatokea kwa sababu ya njaa. Wizi ndogo katika familia ya mbuzi, kuku inatokea kwa sababu ya njaa. Kwa hivyo wakulima wetu ni kesi mzuri sana
kutoka kwa county government ya West Pokot, na imetuonyesha wazi kwamba wana uwezo na kushikilia hiyo jukumu ya kilimo.
Regional Manager for North Rift Region Gilbert Rotich urged farmers not to sell their maize to brokers at low prices, but instead take advantage of the fair prices being offered by NCPB. Reporting for OpTV Newswatch, I'm Gloria Musimbi.
Na ibada yangu nakupa wewe Bwana.
To get Wewe ni Mungu by Evelyn Wanjiru as your Skiza tune, SMS the word Skiza 88300028 and send to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Sijaona kama wewe umepigana vita zangu. Nakupa ibada ya moyo wangu usiku wa leo.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Do they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcasts?
Really? Even which of the what?
I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
So welcome to Lessons for the Entrepreneur. Today on set I have Collins Wanyonyi from the Stanbic Bank. He's going to talk about how SMEs can tap into some of the financial opportunities that they have at the bank, grow their business, maybe scale up the operations, and see how best to do this. Mr. Collins, welcome to this segment of the business news. Perhaps by way of introduction, you need to tell us what it is that at Stanbic Bank you do, especially to empower the SMEs.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show. This is Collins Wanyonyi. I head the enterprise banking segment within Stanbic Bank Kenya. And what we offer our SMEs is supply chain management for their business. And we also provide them beyond banking. That will be capacity building and just some bit of information for their businesses.
So when people talk about money and getting money from financial institutions, we tend to squander this money. So we want to believe that organizations like yours are here to help us to manage it. Not just borrow, get, and then return as loans, for example, but also to manage it. Do you have the capacity building initiatives that help SMEs to do this better?
Yes, we do have a number of items that we do. So I'll step you back a little bit. So as Stanbic Bank, we pride on the policy that Kenya is our home.
Yes.
We drive her growth. And for us, as we deal that piece, SMEs become the focus areas that we must address. And when we look at SMEs, we focus on 3 pillars. So the first one is access to their banking and banking services in general. And that looks at what you've just talked about, whether they're able to get the loans, whether they're able to make their payments and collection of their funds. The second focus pillar that we look at is access to information. And the Purchase Market Index is one source of information that here I want to bring to ask our viewers to just look at that. And the last piece is access to markets. I think once these 3 pillars are put together, it reminds me of the African stool, the 3-legged
stool. Oh, the 3-legged, oh, nice, I like that. Okay, so we talk about the access to markets. you know, as entrepreneurs, when we get our goods out, we need to know where to sell this out. So do you do access for internally or regionally or across? Take us through a bit of that.
We look at access for markets from 3 levers.
Okay.
So it will be local, it will be regional, and it will be international. I'll break that up.
Okay.
At a local level, we are looking at within the Kenyan boundaries, how are we able to support our SMEs to position their tools of trade to potential buyers of whether goods or services. And we use that through marketplace, what we call the marketplace. Our best example is several times in a year, we use our parking space at the bank to provide that as a marketplace for our SMEs.
Okay. So
I always remember
they come to interact with each other, share ideas.
We create sheds, we create stalls for the SMEs to just come and trade.
Yeah.
Just the way you'll see at the High Court.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We've done that for SMEs who bank with us. Regionally, Stanbic Bank is present in East Africa. Actually, we're present in 20 countries in Africa.
Okay.
But if I look at regionally, what we call East Africa is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Malawi. So within our borderless banking, we give SMEs interactive engagement across these 4 markets. Borderless banking gives you 3 pillars. The first one is impeccable customer service. So as I sit in Nairobi as head of enterprise banking, I know my counterpart in Uganda are on a camper.
Okay.
So if I get Melissa today who wants to transact with Stanbic in Kenya or Uganda, you have a seamless experience while in Nairobi or while in Kampala.
So we talk about the digital spaces that we're operating in. Of course, a lot of us would be starting to ask questions like, how safe is our money when trading digitally? Yeah, talk about us. How safe is our money when you do these digital transactions?
I'll start by saying for, I think the last 3 years, Kenya was ranked as the safest bank in Africa.
Okay.
Stanbic Bank was, not Kenya, Stanbic Bank was anchored as the safest bank in Africa for the last 3 years.
Okay.
We start by anchoring that you're dealing with a safe bank.
Okay.
And all our online banking platforms have 3 levels of authentication. So certainly nobody can crack all the 3 levels to get your money.
Whether within or into the regional markets.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we compare the SME sector in Kenya compared to the rest of the region? How do we compare? Are we doing better? Are we handling the money better? Are we growing better? What would be your input on this? How are we doing? How are we performing?
If you look at the number of innovation hubs sitting within Nairobi as a space, tells you that SMEs in Kenya are more advanced compared to the other markets because those innovation spaces is where technology is built.
Yes.
And how Stanbic has plugged into this is we've created an account specifically for startups, which we call the Tech Connect.
Okay.
And Tech Connect is an account that was designed specifically for startups. I think when you look at any person who's been in technology, when they start, probably they always have their MacBook and their brains.
Yes, yes.
But they need to be supported to develop the biggest of the solutions. So what Stanbic has done has created a solution for Tech Connect for the startup SMEs. And when we're doing our feasibility study on how to solve for them, one of the lessons that we picked is there's something called the valley of death, where you're just at the right nudge to crack your business, but no one wants to look at you twice as a financier.
Yeah.
So Stanbic then has come to anchor towards solving for this. What else have we done towards that space? We've had technology sessions in most of the 3 major universities. I think we did one at KCA University. We did another one at Strathmore University. I think we also did another one at USIU.
Okay.
And this is where most of this technology business starts from.
At
the education level.
Yeah. So if everybody wants to get into a space where, you know, we're doing a regular job and then at night you want to do your side hustle and it's on a digital platform, can they also tap into that?
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So that's one of the areas that we as Stanbic Bank provide a platform for you to be able to tackle it. I think somebody said, it was Bob Collymore who said Kenyans have peculiar habits. So it's these peculiar habits that we say almost every Kenya has a side hustle.
Yes.
So we're happy to plug in to solve.
Oh, awesome. So we talked a bit off camera when we talk about the agribusiness and those kinds of businesses and how Stanbic comes in to help them. So if I'm a farmer and I have identified the kind of things I want to do, perhaps a greenhouse, and I want to come to you to scale up my business, How can you help me navigate that landscape?
As I unpack our agribusiness story, I think it's also good to just step back and say, as we look at Kenya being our home and driving our growth, Stanbic Bank has decided to focus on what we've called 6 personas. So agribusiness is one of the 6.
Okay.
And the other 5 being data in business, education, health, and the trader. I think the word hustler in Kenya has become fashion to say for the trader.
We will put a greenhouse in our backyard.
Thank you. So I want to pick 2 agricultural ecosystems that we've been able to solve. And the first one is tea. So where does tea story start from? It starts from the farmer.
Yes.
So this tea farmer supplies his tea to a tea producing company that goes to a tea broker before it meets the international market.
Yes.
So Stanbic Bank has developed a customer value proposition that provides financing of up to 200,000 shillings on a secured basis to the tea farmer. We are also financing the tea broker in Mombasa through our board to export their tea to the Egyptian market amongst others. So if you then look at that value chain, I'm solving for the small farmer by providing them finance to keep the tea bushes running. I'm also financing the tea broker in Mombasa to have enough money to keep the stores running. So that ensures that when this tea leaf leaves the farm, it's able to get to the final consumer. Just through the Stanbic value chain, supporting the agribusiness.
Oh, wow. Okay, and do you have any scope of the agribusiness you take care of? Anybody can come in and come?
Anybody can come in.
Okay.
So we are able, so Stanbic seats are within 3 levers. So based on your business turnover, we have a corporate business that looks at the large corporates with no facility. I would just say it's a city, I don't know why. So that will be able to sit within that corporate space. I'm not saying Sassini backs with us. I've just said Sassini
for example,
because it's the top of mind.
Okay.
Then you have a middle tier, or what we call corporate banking, and corporate will be a middle tier between what is large corporate and then the smaller SMEs. And then we have the SME business, which will then be your smaller sized business. Across all these business levels, we have a dedicated relationship manager that will take care of your business. So whoever sits within that
is taken care of in that ecosystem.
Yes.
All right. So March being the International Women's Month, and you have the data facility. Talk a bit about that in terms of how women can plug into the SME ecosystem and tap into what benefits that Stanbic Bank has.
Thank you for that. We've looked at women banking through the lens of DADA. And that is an abbreviation that stands for Dare to Aspire, Dare to Achieve.
Not Dada Sister.
Not Dada Sister. DADA is actually an abbreviation of Dare to Aspire, Dare to Achieve.
Okay.
And if I step back a number of years ago, maybe just after independence, any woman registering a business either registered as wife of or daughter of.
Yeah.
So you're coming from that lens of trying to empower this woman to get access to building their capacity. So we've adopted the AFAWA description for women in business. So our data in business adopts the IFC AFAWA, then classifies the woman in business into 4 categories. Either more than 50% shareholding, or at least 30% of senior leadership being women. The third one is producing a woman-exclusive use product. And the fourth one is 70% of the staff base being women. So once you fit that category, we'll treat you as a dada in business.
Okay.
Now, what are we providing to our dadas in business? We have 3 anchors that we provide for them. One is capacity building, training and development to make them better and make them understand how to run their business well. The second piece is, I'll go back to the access to markets. We've been able to provide women to, and I think 3 examples that I'll give, I think is one of our beneficiaries through the Stanbic Kenya Foundation. That we supported her to produce her goods locally with a group of women, and she exports some of those classy bags and the likes. I would wish to name her name here, but without her consent, I won't. But then the last piece that we also then do is financing women. One of the best things we've done for women is, while the general community is getting a loan, say at 20%, I'm just giving an interest rate, we are giving women 1% less. just to support the women to build up on their business. And more so, we're also waiving facility fees for all the loans that we're giving access to women.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Will the men then feel that you're unfairly advantageous to the women? And yet we're crying out, boy, child, favor us, boy, child.
Will you feel angry when I give your mother an extra benefit?
Okay. Right lenses. So thank you so much for those insights and so much more. I would probably ask you one last question in terms of the SMEs. What are some of the areas in your as you look at them, as you take care of their financial needs and their networking and the market needs that they have, what are some of the areas that you feel are underutilized by the SME in Kenya, that they should actually take advantage of them to grow and scale their businesses far beyond what they're doing currently?
There are various tools that have been provided by various stakeholders in this country for us to be able to, for SMEs to grow. I think I'm not speaking this on behalf of the government, but I think institutions like KIRDI provide space for SMEs who don't have equipment to run some production in their own outfits, to go and take space, maybe for a day or two, to just produce a certain batch of goods. We have KIE that also has sheds that you can use on short-term basis for you to just go in and be able to produce your goods. So the government has provided tools and facilities that you can be able to access and get production. I think the last one is KIEP, which is also another government initiative that is supporting SMEs, giving them capacity building and giving them funding to just build their businesses. So there are these tools that are available for SMEs to plug in. Unfortunately, not all of our SMEs are plugging into those opportunities.
So we should tap into them, grow, scale, network, perhaps get better markets for our products, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just one last thing. If you look at what we've done at Stanbic Bank, if you visit our website, we've got tools of knowledge on our website that any SME can log on to our website and peruse through some of those documentation that we provide. And just last but not least, the Purchase Market Managers Index.
Yeah.
I don't know how many SMEs are plugging into this report that comes monthly, that they can use that information to decide which shape and form their business takes within the next month.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. Collins Wanyonyi from Stanbic Bank. He can talk on and on and on. This is his forte. We thank you for the moments you have spent with us here to talk about how SMEs can actually leverage on the financial resources that your bank is offering.
Wake up every morning to an exciting moment of worship. With a powerful inspiration from God's word.
Psalm 84 verse 4 says, "Blessed are those that abide, that dwell in the house of God." The blessing is on those that dwell, those that abide. They have made the house of God their abode.
The kingdom of God is already with us in the present time we are in, but it will also be fully realized at the end of the age. But the kingdom has been prepared by God.
On Hope Devotion every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Only on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Aya, I'm not go TV stream. It's free. Go TV Stream iko mkononi na ni free. Download Go TV Stream app for free. Enjoy live TV na shows kamia nane. Download and watch later anytime, anywhere. Go TV Stream iko mkononi na ni free. Available to active subscribers. Go TV, love it.
So this parent calls me. Sit after service and says, "Young man, you do not know what you've done," because tells me that my son comes and tells me that, "Dad, I have also been struggling with ABCD. His was a mix of alcohol and pornography. And just hearing Justo on Route 104, I feel a young person like me give his testimony on how God has moved in his life. And I requested to meet the young man, and we met over coffee, became good friends. And I told him as well, listen, by me sharing does not mean, because the devil puts banana peels all over. Scripture tells us that, no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper. It doesn't say that weapons will not be fashioned. No, it says no weapon. It means weapons will be fashioned. And he will put traps all over. Right from your phone. You open Instagram, you see an image. And all of a sudden, it plays back. All those things. So that's another, because the battle is in the mind. That is why Paul says in Romans 12:1, not be conformed by the patterns of the world, but rather be transformed by the renewing of the mind. He knows it's here. The devil knows. And this guy is millions of years old. He's not our age mate. For those who remember when I used to tell at that night, he's not your age mate. Stop saying that, me, I know, and you have been saved for 15 years. Dude, the devil has been in existence for millions of years. So guess what? He knows everything about you. Okay? But greater is he that is in you than he knows. We walked together, and I'm happy to say that he found his deliverance. And he became also a peer champion, as it is, an educator. And for me, those are some of the things that, wow, without Hope FM, really the platform of Hope FM, and as Reverend Tomboy used to tell us as well, this is a platform not for you, but God is using you. The initiative Friends of Hope is more or less like what Romans 10:17 says, that faith comes only by the hearing, and hearing through the word of God. But how will they hear if somebody does not go to tell them? Think about that Muslim brother or sister who, because of you being a friend of hope and supporting with your 100 bob or whatever it is, that in Friday evening, by chance, they listen to Yesu Ndienjia. And then because of you supporting and being a friend of hope, the message will reach them in Zanzibar, in Mombasa, in whatever it is. Mimi ni Rafiki Mso. I'm a friend of hope. I'm just as Zawaka. I would like for you pia ukwe Rafiki Mso.
To sports, and Kenya's tennis sensation Angela Okutoi has made history in the African Games after knocking out world number 62 Meir Sherif of Egypt. Okutoi won 2-1 in sets of 5-7, 7-5, 7-6 to now advance to African Games finals being held in Ghana, where she will play another Egyptian in the women's tennis final for place at the Paris 2024. This will be Angela's first ever at the singles finals. Yesterday, Okutoi, who is the Grand Slam champion, battled past Morocco's Aya El Aouni in straight sets of 6-4, 6-4 on center court to advance to the women's singles semi-finals in tennis. And Kenya's marathon legend, the late Kelvin Kiptum, has been inducted into the Talanta Hela Hall of Fame, which is known for honoring excellence in sports, creativity, and innovation. The fourth fraternity gathered in unity to pay tribute to the late marathon athlete at an event led by Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba. The event was attended by families of Kiptum and his late coach, Gervais Hakizimana. Namwamba and Kiptum's son, Caleb Kigan, then led the unveiling ceremony to celebrate Kiptum, who is the current world marathon record holder. Namwamba said the induction ceremony commemorates Kiptum's outstanding accomplishments and impact on the world of sports. According to the Sports Ministry, being the inaugural inductee, Kiptum joins the esteemed company of sports legends like Joe Kadenge, Paul Tergat, Wangila Napunyi, Faith Kipyegon, Patrick Njiru, Raymond Ofula, Daudi Kabaka, and Ngugi wa Thiong'o to secure his history.
To reflect on this terrible loss of a great Kenyan young man who brought so much honor to this country and who we lost. We have the greatest names that have written the history of Kenya as a top nation in sports and the creatives. From Kipchoge Keino to Wilson Kiprugut Chumo, the first Kenyan to win an Olympics medal.
And that's how we wrap up News Watch. Thank you for your company throughout this newscast. On behalf of the production crew and Boniface Mureithi on the sign language, my name is Melissa Oduor. Have a good night.